Hey, look, somebody asked me a question. I better answer it. Hey, it's Aaron from AaronOnAutos.com. And today I'm going to answer a question from Kazim. I'm not even going to try the last name. Sorry, dude. Anyway, this question is about pickup trucks, specifically electric pickup trucks. Kazim wants to know why, with trucks having a huge demand in the U.S. And considering their market potential, which is nothing but growth right now, why aren't pickup trucks being targeted for electrification? So why aren't electric vehicle manufacturers or regular manufacturers making electric versions? Why aren't they being targeted? So the way he says it is specifically, pickup trucks have a huge demand in the U.S. Considering the market potential, why don't manufacturers target pickup trucks before sedans and crossovers for developing an electric drivetrain? So there are several reasons for it. The biggest one is that the challenges are huge. There are a lot more challenges with an electric pickup truck than there is with a sedan or small crossover or something. Just to kind of run it down, 100 kilowatt hours of batteries in a sedan get you maybe 300 miles of range, right? The same 100 kilowatts in a pickup truck, not even close. And the reasons for that are, there's a long list. Big trucks, full-size pickup trucks are bulky, heavy, they have terrible aerodynamics, they have a lot of ground clearance, they have large tires. All of those things are just working against that range. Then you add on the fact that they are capable of carrying heavy loads, heavier than the average car. They are capable of pulling heavy loads, pulling loads heavier than the average car could pull. And they do all of that at highway speed. All of those things are big negatives to electric range. They're negatives to gasoline range. They're negatives to diesel range. They're negatives to anything because physics equal, the physics say heavy vehicle, more power required. But because fuels are more energy dense, so liquid fuels like gasoline and diesel, they are more energy dense than even the best of the batteries we can make right now. So they're capable of taking those loads further than would the battery. Battery electric vehicles also lose a lot of range at highway speeds. So to hit that market, in order to make that market, we'll use the F-150 as an example. And the reason we'll use the F-150 is because it is the best-selling vehicle in America, bar none. So to put that into perspective, the Ford makes 3 times as many F-150s or F-Series pickup trucks than Tesla makes vehicles every month. So that's a little perspective on how big just that one truck is, let alone the other 4 that are still on the market. So we have 5 full-size trucks on the market right now. You have a Ford product, a couple of GM products. You have a Ram product, which is currently the second best-selling. You have Toyota and you have Nissan, all of them competing in that market. So full-size pickups are a big market. So Kazim, you're totally right on that. It is a big market. It's huge. But all these things are very, very hard to surmount. So using F-150 numbers, the F-150 is capable of hauling about a third of its weight in cargo. So the F-150 weighs somewhere around 6,000 pounds. We'll just round it to that. It weighs by itself about 6,000 pounds. That's way heavier than a Tesla Model S. Much heavier even than a Tesla Model X. So the biggest Tesla being made right now is still lighter than the standard pickup truck, the Ford F-150, the benchmark truck. Also, the Ford F-150 is capable of towing its weight or more right around its weight. I'm not gonna stretch it too far, get too nitpicky with the numbers. It can pull right about its own weight behind it. That's not even getting into 3/4 tons and 1 tons that can pull hugely massive amounts of weight compared to their own weight. So that's equivalent to a guy like me picking up a 200-pound plus backpack. I haven't weighed myself in a while, but I'm somewhere in the 250 range. That's me picking up a 250-pound backpack and carrying it off. That's me, you go and do that. Carry your own body weight. See how long you last. Because that takes a lot of energy, lots of power. And yes, electric motors put out a lot of power, but they will suck down the energy like no tomorrow, just like anything else will. The problem is that the storage of that energy, our storage is limited. Our capabilities are limited. So that's not even looking at plug-in ideas, which has been tried. You guys might remember Bob Lusk. He's still, I think, doing this thing, but those aren't selling either because the return on investment just isn't there for companies. It's too expensive, too difficult, and not realistic. That's why pickup trucks are not really being targeted. The only pickup trucks that are coming out to market, I have to say this because I know there's going to be somebody commenting and saying, wait a minute, what about Tesla does not have one. They don't have a prototype. They have nothing. They have showed zero for pickup trucks. So I don't even count Tesla. Rivian has a truck, right? Rivian's coming out with a truck and an SUV. Those are targeting a very small and very, very specific segment. Those are luxury vehicles. They are not workaday pickup trucks. They are luxury vehicles. They have not said what the range will be if it's fully loaded and or pulling a full trailer, whatever its max pull was. So Rivian is aiming at a tiny segment. Right now, that segment is made up of trucks that are selling somewhere in the $70,000 to $80,000 range. They are a very small part of the overall pickup truck market. Those are your King Ranches, Limiteds, Longhorns, Denalis, etc. Those are very expensive pickups. Rivian is very unlikely to make that price point. They're probably going to be more expensive. They'll be more on, I think, they'll be more in tune with Land Rover in terms of pricing. So, not cheap. Therefore, very small segment. Same reason the Model S has very limited sales. Small segment. All of those things mean that nobody's making a pickup truck. Not in the mainstream. Not an electric pickup truck in the mainstream. And it probably won't come very soon. We would have to have big leaps in battery technology and large leaps in other things alongside that to make that happen. And I just don't see it happening soon. So there you go. That's what I got. If you think I'm an idiot, go ahead and comment down there. If you have a question you want answered or a follow-up question for this, answer it down there. Comment, subscribe. Yeah. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like it. Make sure you comment. You can find me on Quora. You can find me on email on my website, aarononautos.com. Look me up. Send me hate mail. Ask me questions, whatever. If your question comes through, I'll see if I can put it on here. I can do a quick video and tell you what I think. So that's what I got. It's been Aaron, aarononautos.com. Talk to you again soon.